Wait, when did... Oh, did the mining and smithing rework change the bar to an ore? I guess mummies drop rings of dueling and emerald rings, but that doesn't seem right either. My god, I'm a moron. It was literally right over my shoulder in the close-up shot, and somehow I was totally blind to it. I swear, this isn't a bit, I'm just a doofus. Anyhow, our first task of the day is redistribute knowledge after your Valentine's heist. We need 20 thieving to claim the lamp after the Heartstealer quest, which we already have. We just have a quest to do. Kaylin and Annette Kadan were added during the 2020 Easter event. I wasn't actively playing Runescape during that event, so my first interaction with these two was during the Heartstealer quest. Imagine my confusion when I read a forum post, or maybe it was a Reddit thread, that referred to them as the Easter lesbians. I thought it was some weird roundabout homophobia or something. Trust me, I've seen some bizarre non sequiturs coming from the phobes. But no, they're just lesbians that showed up around Easter. If the symbol for Easter can be an egg-laying rabbit, I don't see why the symbol for Easter can't also be a cute lesbian couple. Why not? I was gonna say that this part of the quest is kinda, well, cringe. It's really dumb, but I've never seen a graphical glitch this absurd. I have no idea what the hell's going on. It's like a Gary's Mod video. Quest complete, lamp claimed, and as you can see, this is Ferris Noise's outfit. Strangely enough, it just doesn't seem as dapper and classy without the white beard and the bald head. So this won't be Taskground's look. It doesn't look good on him. Construct the first small pen on the player-owned farm. A farming level of 17 and a construction level of 20 are required to complete the tutorial. Awesome, we can finally get started breeding rabbits. More importantly, we can finally start collecting beans. Looks like we need to pass a little bit of time with Granny Potterington, so Next up, register a total of 2 unique items in the Mauritania section of your Slayer collection log. Our only choices are Dark Mystic Gloves and a Crawling Hand. The former drops from Banshees, Mighty Banshees, Zombie Hands, and Skeletal Hands, but we can't actually kill any of those. Banshees require 15 Slayer, and the rest require quests we aren't close to completing. So Crawling Hands it is, but we need 5 Slayer for that first. There are some restrictions regarding what Slayer tasks we can and can't do, but I think it shouldn't matter for Jacqueline tasks. That's 5 Slayer. Didn't take very long at all. This time, I'll reset my drop log and track the number of bones that drop so I know exactly how many hands I've killed. Hey, an emerald ring! If I'd gotten this task before the already easy tasks, that would have simplified things quite a bit. Wow, got spooned on this one. Took only 37 kills. That's a 1 in 512 drop rate, so I could have been here for a while. Luckily I wasn't. Task complete. Ah, Hunter task. Purchase the Polar Camouflage outfit. A total of 4 polar kebbit furs are required. Let's head to the frigid lands of Relica. Polar camo top, polar camo legs. We also got level 4 hunter from this grind. We're now at 1 day and 12 hours. Complete the Wolf Whistle quest. Now it's time to unlock summoning. So, the trolls kidnapped a druid full of tricks. They threw him in a Looney Tunes cauldron full of soup. Clearly, trolls are smart enough to possess technology and not just crude clubs. Since their weapons are troll-sized, we can assume they made them on their own. They didn't just steal them. We could also assume they smithed that cauldron on their own. But even if they didn't, they still possess a basic understanding of cooking. They don't seem to be particularly smart compared to humans, but they're still intelligent creatures with culture, art, and language, which forces me to ask, why didn't they kill the druid before putting him in the soup? Or why didn't they throw him into boiling water like what people do with lobsters? Just boil him alive. Or do they just get off on slowly boiling someone? I mean, there was a time where I'm sure there's still people who would want to do that. That used to be a method of execution. I'm sure some people would like to bring that back. All ethical, philosophical, and legal arguments aside, that just doesn't seem like a very efficient way of killing someone. Anyway, quest completed. 4 summoning. Climbing the ranks. Find the Totem of the Abyss base by searching rubble on Anachronia. The totem base is found by searching rubble in the southern ruins on the island near the yellow salamanders. Whoops, finished a different task while walking across Anachronia. Surge 1 tile. Happens so often, it really couldn't be avoided. Let's grab the totem from the rubble and grab the totem bag from Alphaeus and Eliza just for bank space. Well, it doesn't save space right now, but it will eventually. Complete the easy new Varrock achievement diary. Interesting. Dimension of Disaster. I didn't think we'd be starting this quest in this tier, but I guess I was wrong. So here's what we gotta do. The easy new Varrock achievements require finishing the Coin of the Realm subquest of Dimension of Disaster and partially completing the Shield of Arav subquest. Each subquest is treated like its own quest, so we're free to finish the Shield of Arav subquest in its entirety. Unfortunately, we can't finish the entirety of Dimension of Disaster just because we started some of the subquests. That's a rule, and that's a rule I'm 99% certain of this time. It was specific about subquests. First up, Shield of Arav, the regular one. In February of 2017, winter 2017, this quest and Heroes quest were changed to no longer need the other gang member. Wonderfully convenient for people that don't want to interact with others. I have definitely, at some point in the past, created alts just to do Shield of Arav solo. I'm going to join the Phoenix gang because I think it makes doing Heroes quest a bit easier. You don't need a set of black armor, I think. Honestly, I've goofed up enough times in the previous 3 episodes that I'm barely even sure I exist at this point. I'm a single epiphany away from entering a fugue state. Now the king has his shield. Onto Dimension of Disaster. God damn it, again. I gotta get rid of my lamp. I'll use it on cooking, I guess. Man, that 1000 XP would have been nice for herblore. Well, the price you pay for being a Taskman. We can do every new Varrock easy task except the lockpick one because we haven't done the requisite quest, Dimension of Disaster, Shield of Arav. So let's do that first, then run around and sort the tasks. Oh, I got a firemaking level from the cooking task. And that's the easy new Varrock achievements. I don't think it's of any use without having done the easy regular Varrock tasks, but you know, we did it. Obtain the Shard of Erebus. The Shard is a reward from the mini-quest Battle of the Monolith. You have to complete 4 tower defense style battles, each consisting of 3 waves. Time to AFK a mini-quest. Can you imagine being such a zealot that it seems sensible to run headfirst into a giant bear covered in antlers, a druid throwing magic rocks, and a winged, zealot? Abba help. I did it. Hey, piece of advice. Don't accidentally let your game time out while near the end of wave 3 because then you'll have to AFK all the waves all over again. It sucks. And there's the Shard of Erebus. It makes enemies in the Elder God Wars dungeon unaggressive. Could come in handy. Another achievement diary. Fun. Complete the easy wilderness achievement diary. If I'm not mistaken, the wilderness tasks give a disproportionate amount of XP as a reward. 2 lamps worth 10k to use in any skill over 30. And there are no requirements for any of these tasks. I just gotta do them. Enter the chaos tunnels, bank with a banker, activate the lodestone, then teleport to it, deposit 50 cursed energy. Question, did Guthix Terminator 2 these people when he plunged the Sword of Edicts into the wilderness? Offer bones on the altar, read the death board, chat with Vala and disable PvP, and finally pull these levers 10 times. I don't know what these are or why they're here, but you gotta give them a tug. Thank you, Mr. X. Now, hopefully, I can actually hold on to these lamps without having to use them on a useless skill. 20,000 herblore XP ain't something I want to pass up. As for the sword, it's a level 40 main hand melee weapon, but more importantly, it provides unlimited teleports to Edgeville and the Wilderness Herb Patch. As soon as I get 40 attack, that thing is probably going to be welded to my hand. But until then, I'll be carrying it around with me everywhere. That Edgeville teleport is too good to sleep on. Help the Apothecary increase his knowledge of the Morton afflicted. Well, how convenient. See, I held on to that diary because I knew this would come up. It's just too bad this doesn't push us over to 30 herblore. We're still 1000 XP away from that, so we can't use the lamps yet. At least that was a simple task. Return Petruccios' feather? What? Who the hell is Petruccio? The feather is hidden in Sentiston. Okay. Alright, the feather's near the giant turtle in the dead capital of an ancient god's fallen empire. And then we put it in this chest. What is this achievement? What? Oh, it's an Assassin's Creed reference. Okay. Help the spirit trees find and defeat an evil tree. Completion of the Tree Gnome Village quest is required to find the tree. You are allowed to train woodcutting while waiting for a tree. Cool. Let's do a quest. Look at that attack XP. Usually this is one of the first quests I do. Needless to say, killing the warlord was pretty easy this time around. Quest complete, and we jump from 19 to 31 attack. And my cat is here. You want food? You want food? Time to hunt some evil trees. First, I want to upgrade our hatchet. I'll add an adamant hatchet to our tool belt, which should carry us to 41 woodcutting since the hatchet in your tool belt scales to your level if the hatchet you have is better than the one you can use. How lucky. Only had to world hop a few times to find a tree I could cut. It's a regular evil tree, so it's probably not going to give me much XP, but I might get a level or two. I might also get some firemaking levels by lighting the base of the tree. I assume this is allowed. Well, that took a while. No one seemed interested in chopping regular evil trees, but that means more XP for me. 14 fire making and 31 wood cutting. I'll save the kindling for the next time I'm chopping an evil tree, which may be more often than not, because with this task done, we unlock another perk. Evil trees can now be chopped when your active task requires woodcutting experience. Obtain an Ogre Club. The Ogre Club can be obtained from Ogresses, Ogress Warriors, and Ogress Champions found west of Uglog. Oh boy, here I go killing again. Another quick task, 3 kills. I'm not complaining, but it is listed as a common drop, so it's probably like 1 in 32 or something like that. Not super spoon. My cabbages! Replant the Cabbage Patch after the death of Chivalry. Let's grab some cabbage seeds. Just waiting for the cabbage seeds to restock. I could go to Taverley, but whatever. An offering to the great Brassica Prime. Accept this nutritious sacrifice and spread your growth across the land. More achievement diaries. Complete the Easy Sears Village achievement diary. If I'm not mistaken, there's a loophole involved in this task, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But before that, we need to complete the murder mystery quest. Short and quick. Why did we have to do this quest? To make cream. That's it. That was a Sears Easy task. Walk around the statue, pick flax, spin flax, plant jute, get a cuppa from Galahad, give King Arthur a poisoned chalice, pray at the altar, and now the loophole. We need to give a glass of cider to 5 patrons in the Sears Village Tavern. But where do we get cider? Well, you can buy it in the dungeon under Miscellanea in Etcetera, but we can't go there yet. That requires doing the quest, Royal Trouble. I'm pretty sure that's in the medium tier, so it's not like we had a bad roll of the dice, we just couldn't have had that as an option. The only way for us to get cider is to make it ourselves, which means we need to get some apples, and I think my only option right now is from the Cook's Guild. Buying them from the Culinarmancer's chest would be nice, but we haven't unlocked that yet. Let's grab a chef's hat from the fancy dress shop. For some reason, chef's hats are too fancy for Thessalia to stock in her shop. We'll hop for 16 apples, then head off to Keldegrim to start the brewing process. And we'll run away from Veldabon so we don't start the Giant Dwarf quest. I'm going to assume the alcohol content of the cider is enough to sanitize all the blood and grime caked onto the bottom of my shoes. It's probably not, but this is a medieval fantasy game, so germs don't exist. Just strain the mash and you're good. 16 apples worth of apple mash and a pot of ale yeast and some amount of time gets us 8 beer glasses worth of cider. Here's the loophole. We can mark the task as completed and move on to the next one so we don't have to sit around and wait, as long as we come back to finish this task for real as soon as possible. You see, the brewing process is weird. Every 12 hours, the ale can do one of 4 things. It can do absolutely nothing, it can advance 1 stage closer to harvesting, it can go bad, or it can just jump to being finished. If it advances twice, it's ready to collect. We're looking at a minimum of 12 hours and a maximum of, well, I guess it could take days, really. I'm just gonna mark this as complete and come back to it later. Seems we got another achievement diary to do while waiting on our cider. Easy Demonheim, which means, god damn it, we gotta use our wilderness lamps. Life is torment. Guess I'll use them on magic. Going from 30 to 39 herblore would have been nice, but I guess 30 to 39 magic is good too. One of the tasks is to do an abandoned floor, so we'll need to get 23 dungeoneering. At this low level, it's probably best to just run small dungeons, but we'll do 1 medium because one of the tasks requires it. Oh, Scaldron, good. We won't have to hunt him down. This is the guy that unlocks Fremennik Sagas, and we have to do 1 for the easy tasks. I don't think he's all that rare, certainly not rarer than Frost Dragons. I'm dreading doing the medium Demonheim tasks because of the Frost Dragon. Now, we're at 24 dungeoneering, but we're not quite done with the tasks, so we're likely to level our dungeoneering beyond what's absolutely necessary. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm actually struggling to find a tier 2 wisp. There are plenty of higher tier ones, even a bunch of pale wisps, but I only have 20 divinations, so my options are rather limited. Ah, there we go. Flickering wisp. And convert. Dope. Of course, the first abandoned floor gives us the worst boss in the game. Last task, find a sinkhole. We can't actually enter because Iron Man, but we found it. Although, given the recent changes to Iron Man grouping and bossing, I don't really see a reason for Iron Man being unable to do sinkholes. It's not like sinkholes are particularly collaborative anyway. I usually get screwed over whenever I try to do them on a main, so oh well. Let's get our reward. With this achievement set done, we get 1 consequence-free death per day, we can choose a boss fight once per day, and we can set a secondary role for our Ring of Kinship. Not super exciting, but we do get a lamp worth 2000 XP, which we can use on herblore, get level 30, and use our wilderness lamp. Purchase the Woodland Camouflage outfit. Let's go hunt some common cabbits. Camo top, camo bottom, and basically invisible. Find the Totem Crystal Middle by searching rubble on Anachronia. I wonder what the Terraform Mall grind is going to be like. Expecting a lot of resources. Might be fun, but that won't be for quite some time. Right now, we got a totem to pick up. Complete the Clock Tower quest. Yeah, alright, simple enough. Obtain 295 Gobi Reputation by completing 3 tasks from Trinks and resolving the mystery of the 5 stone fragments. Back to Mazcab. Fingers crossed that we don't have to kill Eretz. Task 1, fix fences. Task 2, kill Eretz. Well, damn it. This might take a while. Oh, this is way easier with magic. What was I doing? Let's hand over these 5 tablets and get our final Trinks task. Task 3, go to Otot and come back to Kanata. Really wish I could use those rangers. And that's 295 reputation. We also get another perk unlock, which allows us to do Trinks tasks every day. So I will forget to do that every day. Obtain the Shattered Worlds Teleport Scroll. The scroll can be bought for 250,000 Shattered Anima. Doing the Bronze Challenge should be simple enough, and it'll get us exactly enough Anima. I guess having a single Teleport Scroll will be useful at some point. Finishing this task grants us a new unlock. We can now complete the Shattered Worlds Bronze Challenge weekly. Obtain a Piscatorian Cottontail Rabbit for your player-owned farm. The Piscatorian Cottontail Rabbit can be found by hunting white rabbits in the Piscataurus Hunter area. The Eagle's Peak quest must be completed in order to catch the rabbit. Awesome. Another quest and we get to do some hunter training. Real hunter training, not just catching a few kebbits. We do need to get 27 hunter before we can start Eagle's Peak though. The wiki recommends whirligigs for training up to 19, then switch to Tropical Wagtail. There are some tasks related to whirligigs that I don't want to unlock preemptively. So I could hunt 249 whirligigs, then move on to another method, or I could just start off with the another method right out the gate, and that's what I'll do. Feeding Ogre roots to rabbits in the Vine Sweeper minigame grants 30 hunter experience. Roughly 120 rabbits should get us to 19, so let's get to work. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 19. Time to hunt some tropical wagtails, much to my chagrin. I love birds. I don't want to hurt them. This is apparently the best spot to hunt them. The wiki says this is around 40,000 XP per hour, so we should have 27 in about 10 minutes. Excellent. Now let's go deal with some eagles, on a peak of sorts. Birds aren't this dumb. They would know you're not a bird. Quest done. Now it's time to move on to the task at hand. Get us a cute new rabbit, by killing a bunch of them. Man, finally, that took a while. I don't know exactly how many I caught since the drop tracker doesn't track bones from hunted creatures. At least it didn't this time for some reason. I guess I could have tracked the XP, but I had to catch ferrets multiple times. Maybe I should have tracked the player XP? Let's toss this cute little guy into our breeding pen. Oh, that trait always catches me off guard every time I see it. Give your weapons a rest and pursue knowledge on the Barrows Brothers, cocktails, and the art of glassblowing. What? Locate and read the book Crumbling Tome. Locate and read the book Cocktail Guide. Locate and read the book Glassblowing Book. Okay. The glassblowing book is in the observatory, but it was written by the glassblowing monk on Intrana. Fun fact. Cocktail Guide we can get from Blurberry, the gnome bartender, and the Crumbling Tome is east of the entrance to the Barrows. Ugh, that's a long walk. Can you imagine actually reading books? That's why this video is brought to you by... No, I'm just kidding. Cook a shrimp on a range in Lumbridge, okay? What an exciting task to end on. Thanks for watching.